Right, we are live. Hello, everybody.
Hello. Hi,
Happy
everyone.
Friday.
Happy
Should we
Friday.
start by swearing straight away by going, thank it's Friday? So, can't do it. I'm not even going to try.
I'll
Wrong.
just, honestly, I have no shame now. I'm just a little oldie, sado.
You're just down with the kids, Joe, aren't you? Just like that.
Yeah, that's my children tell me that every day.
Yeah, you're so cool, Mom.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got a few people watching. Can you see comments or anything? Can you see comments now?
I can't, but I think I can. I think.
Well, I've got no idea how you see comments, but anyway, hello, 7 people watching, 1 people lagging. I don't know who you are, and I don't know how. Oh, here we go. There's Laura. Hi, Laura.
Right, but we should say again, it's Life Lessons with Donna and Cheryl on Keeping It Real with Donna and Cheryl without Donna and Cheryl. Yeah, Donna is on holiday, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, enjoying some forest time and outside life, outdoor living, drinking in autumn.
Amazing. Have you seen the pictures as well of the converted barn that they've been at? It's absolutely gorgeous. Really nice.
I know, and I know it's wrong to feel jealous, and that's not what, the universe won't provide if we're jealous, but I'm jealous. Just putting it out there. I think in my gratitude state, I'll be like, log cabin, converted barn, forest holiday. Bring it on.
She won't want to come back, honestly, like the maze and the tennis courts. Laura's saying, which one of you is Cheryl and Donna?
Oh, now we've had this conversation before, Laura, and we're like, everyone's too scared to pick one and mimic.
Depends who's dropping the F-bombs first, but we'll see. We'll see.
I wonder who that'll be.
But then I don't know who that means anyway. It could be Donna or Cheryl. So it's been lush seeing all of Donna's posts and stuff. And then little Angus. Oh, I love it.
Oh,
little Angus.
So cute.
My daughter's just put on her Instagram, actually. Our dog Pip has got like about 3,000 followers on Instagram. And it's his gotcha week. So 3 years ago this week that we got him. I know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so cute.
I'm so just, my kids just ask me all the time. Now they're like, yeah, Mum's working from home. Can we get a dog? Can we get a dog? Can we get a dog? I really want one, but no. In short, you got 2 rats.
It is hard work. Hard work and a commitment. But I have to say, 3 years ago, that was me. That was me going, oh, let's get a dog. And then because I'm the grown-up, I just got one regardless. I said to my husband, we're getting a dog. There we go. But yeah, my buddy, but yeah, he's it's an absolute, it's one of those, it's having a dog's lovely. But it's a commitment, and you've got to give them the time and the attention. But it's a bit like kids in it, but you do you get the rewards.
And that's part of the pleasure of owning one. And if I had money, if I would stop buying stuff and had a little savings account, then maybe we could get one. But
there you go. Are your kids going to be watching this?
No.
Yeah, well, make sure
if they do ever catch up, like, oh, that wasn't me. Or I was following a script someone else wrote. Not remembering coming back going, you said.
Yeah, so we were just saying, I've been busy this week. I'm sure you have too, Mel. I did catch Cheryl doing a live, I want to say Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm not sure. Wet dog is my biggest fear. Yeah. There can be a bit. I mean, I've got a little sausage dog, little Dachshund. So he can, if he gets wet, but he's such a prima donna, he doesn't really get wet. Like, honestly, he's like got his coat on and he'll jump over a puddle or basically just not go out if it's raining, full stop. And they're quite renowned for that. But I think with longer haired dogs, you can't get that kind of wet doggy smell. But no, he's a little prince. He's totally spoiled. But anyway, so yeah, I think was it Tuesday or Wednesday? I can't remember. But Cheryl was doing a live on the energy, the energy we bring, the energy that we can bring, and it's a choice, isn't it, as to what energy we want to bring into our days and into our lives. So what about you, Mel? Did you see that, or does that resonate with you anyway?
I didn't see the live, but absolutely. So the last couple of weeks, I will admit that my planner has kind of fallen by the wayside. So I haven't been setting my intentions, setting my energy level for the day. And as usual, work has been quite intense. We've had a deadline, and I just seem to have spent quite long days in the dining room in front of a screen looking at a spreadsheet. And when I'm not setting my energy intention for the day, and I'm not setting my mindset properly, the days do kind of pull, and you kind of step away from the screen feeling quite drained. Because again, I haven't picked, like, determined when my breaks are going to be. I've let myself get really absorbed. And the lady that I've been working with through Brendan Burchard, she's very much, she's got this analogy of a race car. So during Formula One, for example, the race cars don't wait until they're literally like before they pull in for a pit stop. They pick the time strategically so they can maintain that level of performance throughout the race. They don't really dip and then have to drag it all the way back up. So I promised her that I was going to put some healthy breaks in my day to maintain my energy levels, especially when I've had to be really concentrating, and I just haven't done it, and it's really bad. So yeah,
but I think that's the thing.
I'm not the queen of energy this week at all. I will not be passing on any advice other than don't let yourself run out of fuel halfway through the day and then have to drag yourself back up. Put the brakes in, take the rest, get the fresh air, which has been missing this week, definitely. Just been stuck in front of the screen. So it's one of those things, isn't it, Jo? We know what we need to do. It's establishing the habit to do it. And that requires me at the beginning of the day making those decisions, setting those intentions, scheduling in the time and sticking to it, and not letting yourself get distracted or falling foul of the little voice that goes, just keep going. If you just keep going, then you'll get it finished.
Yeah. It is.
How about you?
Oh, this is terrible. Echo. Don't know if that's me. I'm just reading a comment from Laura saying, Mel, I feel you. I've been drained for 3 weeks and all the work I've been doing has been for an event. Oh, that's just got cancelled.
Oh, that's really
so frustrating. And Brooke saying hi. But yeah, it's right. And do you know what? We're all human, and we all can fall into that trap. And it's just that, it's that sort of sensible analogy, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's just like when Donna and Cheryl say, it's all about the planning, isn't it? So, Donna and Cheryl, aren't they really good at every day? It's like really setting themselves up and having that intention. So like the night before, either some people do it the night before, don't they, and say tomorrow I've got this, and they plan it out. Or in that morning, it's taking that time. And that's what we always do. I'm guilty of it. So you'll say, I haven't got time to do the self-care that's going to help me make that time. And we all do it, but we all have those 5 minutes. And I think I've said this several times before, but for me, it's, it's just that waking up in the morning, lying in bed, put a smile on my face and doing the gratitudes. So you just start with that high energy. I have had some time this week because the kids have been off school, and mine are slightly older, so I'm having to drag them out of bed rather than when they're young and they're up like the larks. So I've been listening to some sort of morning meditations just to get my head in the game, and so that's good. And then at night, but it's like the time blocking. It's just having those things in place, and I think it's one of those you've just got to. Things take time to become a habit. I know Cheryl says, doesn't it? Things take time. You just don't do something one day and it's a habit. So it's getting into that routine of, if you might want to do it the night before and jot down the things that you need to do the next day, or you do it first thing. And so many people that I see that do that, like these are the the sort of high energy and the really productive, you know, it just makes you productive, and it just becomes a habit, and it's just becoming, it's making that a habit for you.
Yeah, it is,
And
and not letting the day run away with you.
Yeah.
What I've found is I'm so bad. I'll say to myself, right, I feel like I just need to log on and see what's happening. I'll do my planner when I have my coffee break at 10.
Mm.
And it's too late then, because I generally don't do it at 10. And then the next thing is halfway through the day, and then I'm like, well, I'm not going to waste a page when it's halfway through the day. I'll save that. And then I just don't do it. And then what I find is the day just happens, and I haven't really had any input into it.
Yeah.
And I also need to find a way to do my planner quicker, because I think with me it's not 5 minutes. I'll ponder for ages over some of the questions. Have you got the planner?
No, I haven't
You
got
don't use it.
either one yet. What
So
about
really simple questions like who needs you on your A game today? And I'll be there for ages going, is it my boss? Is it or is it actually is it me? Is it who? And then the one that really stumps me is the one that says who can you show appreciation to? Oh my god, I'm there forever. And then I end up leaving it blank because I can't pick anybody. Yeah. And then the next thing is like, actually, that's taken me half an hour.
And then the next thing, it's 3 o'clock and you're going to get the kids from school. So what about, I mean, does this resonate with anyone on you guys on here? And I'm sure it does. And even anyone watching on the playback, we can all be great at going, we are going to, it's like that procrastination thing, isn't it? And, you know, I can be an expert at that. So maybe, I mean, what about, could you do it the night before, Mel? Could it be the last thing you do before, like not sit and pondering, but maybe get some of the key things down, the tasks down the night before, so that at least then that's out of the way?
Well, I've got the really good habit of, I always do my gratitudes at night.
Right.
So that's kind of like my closing down that day. I don't start thinking about the next day because I'm closing down the day.
So you in the morning.
Yeah. And actually that habit just kind of established itself. And that's really good. I've written all my gratitudes in the same book, and I started on the 4th of January, and it's really nice to flick back through. You know, you sort of talk about, you get a really nice energy boost from your gratitude.
Yeah.
So just flicking through those in the morning is a really good reminder of all the amazing things that have happened this year. And that'll maybe kick me off. But I know I feel better. I feel better when I've gone for a run, or I've done a HIIT session and I've done my planner, and I sit down and I start work and I get focused straight away. If I get distracted first thing, or if my brain is somewhere else, then I'm like literally feels like I'm wading through mud for most of the day. Come on, you can do it. Come on.
Yeah, and then you feel like you're on the catch up, and then talking about energy, and then your energy just goes zoom. So I know John and Cheryl, it's about kind of it's doing those self-care things. And I think John was saying, you know, when she started her doctorate, it's like literally like doubling the self-care. Like she is on like mega self-care to bring that energy. And I mean, those guys do it, you know, they're bringing energy to us every day. So it's just something that they've worked on for years, but it's like, it's one of those things, isn't it? We all have days, as they will, we're all human, where we'll have the off days, but it's not beating yourself up about it, which I'm really good at now, about not beating myself up. And my favorite thing is choosing again. So if you get to a point where you're like, you just choose again, it's not the end of the world, you know, you can pick it back up. And instantly that's putting you in a better headspace than start, like, you know, when people, if you do that on a Monday and then you say, right, I'm writing the whole week off, or you start a diet, you eat something and you're saying, right, I'm writing the whole, do you know what I mean? It's just not doing that. And I think it's just about having the things that we've got in place, but it's just sort of knowing that, yes, we can have off days, but you know yourself, you know, like, you know what makes you feel good. And we're just not overthinking it as well. Just, you know, like maybe set yourself like 10 minutes, do it. And if you haven't, then fine, but then still start, because you're going to feel better doing something. That's my
thing. Yeah, the 15 minutes. Yeah, I've really gotten out the habit of going, right, I've got 197 things to check on this spreadsheet, because that just feels enormous. So I kind of go, right, get yourself some water, just crack on for 15 minutes. And it is the best way to approach it, because 15 minutes will become half an hour, will become an hour, and you don't even realise you're doing it. And then once I get productive, then I start getting energetic. So
you're in it. You love it. Yeah.
I do. And then that, I think, though, that's what then makes me go, I don't really want to have a break, because it'll break my concentration. So I need to retrain that, because that little break will actually make me,
will boost you
when I come back. So Laura's just asking there. So she's got a planner. She's the same. Great intentions when I do it. It's like an hour gone. How do you condense the time needed for that? So I would say just don't overthink it. It's a planner. It's not a session with your therapist, which is sometimes how I have treated my planner to solve my problems for the day. Keep it really brief, few words, and whatever first springs to mind, which is what gets me about who you're going to show your gratitudes to, or who you're going to show appreciation to. As soon as I start thinking about it, I can't make a decision.
Yeah.
But if I just let a name pop into my head, right, I'm going to go with that one. So keep it brief, a few words, because it's just something that is setting your brain up. It's not something that is pouring out of you, if that makes sense.
And it's not a test, and no one's gonna see it. And I don't have that particular planner, but obviously there's things I do. And again, it depends how you work, Laura. It could be that maybe there's some things that you could offload the night before, if that works for you. So you have things set up, and you're doing it the night before, certain tasks or certain things that maybe it works for you that you do that when you're journaling at night, and then you're getting stuff down, so it's already there, so you haven't got to think about certain things the next day. You know, there's all different sorts of tools, but I think that's the thing. It's there to help, and if it's not helping, then it's defeating the object. It shouldn't be stressing you, should it? You know what I mean? If it's going to stress you, it's defeating the object. And even the fact that, I mean, honestly, like Mel, like you and I, you know, a year or so ago, I mean, gratitude, we wouldn't have even, I didn't even know about these things, you know. Yes, we all have thoughts, but I didn't realize the power of these things. And now, like you, Laura, you know, working in the group and being surrounded, like the energy, like we all know what we're doing, and just, you know, a thought is like, well, it's just seconds, isn't it? So it's not like overdoing it. And if you can't, if you feel like you're going to sort of be perfectionist about writing stuff down, then just having the thoughts enough, isn't it? You know what I mean? Yeah. Choosing again, having the thoughts, it lifts you up. That energy like you get from inside, you know, we all know how it feels. It just feels good.
It does. It makes all the difference. Just that first question the planner is like, what's your thought for the day? What's your message for the day? And on the days, all right, today's going to be a really good day. It just is. And then I get cracking. Guess what? It is a really good day. The days I don't fill it in, or I can't be bothered quite so much, and I kind of just let it slide. Generally, those are the days where things are a little bit harder, a bit more sluggish. So,
but isn't that interesting though? And but it's really interesting, because with having the planner, for one, like you said there before, or if anyone has a journal or anything, you know, it's an opportunity when you've written something, or when you're making a note of something, it's an opportunity to be able to go back as well. Like you said before, you can go back and you can see that pattern of, you know what I mean, when you've been more sort of present, and actually like it's like you controlling your day rather than the day controlling you. And we all know that at the end of a day like that, you just feel so good.
You do. That's what Laura's just saying. There's so many things they say help, like gratitude, emotional vibration, meditation, planning my day, exercise. But I'm like, I want to do it all, but it seems to take me ages. But I love the feeling after it. I will maybe rethink how I plan the journal time. So I was in the habit of, I'd make myself my breakfast, and I'd go and just kind of pop the telly on and sit down and have my breakfast in front of the telly. And then that seemed a bit, I couldn't, and then I didn't have time to do both. So I started having my breakfast while I was doing my planner. and kind of going, I can live without Piers Morgan for 10 minutes, actually. I will choose Brendan instead, and I will choose the planner. And one of the things that the Brendan coach that I'm working with, what she really talks about is habit building. So you latch a new habit onto the back of an existing habit, or when you're planning your time and you're talking about, I want to do my planner, then look at what you do in the time that you would normally do that and see if there's something you could get rid of and replace with the planner. So that's what I did with the TV. And another thing that I stopped doing was checking my phone first thing in the morning. So now in my morning routine, I'll get up, there'll be most days some form of exercise, then breakfast, and then actually if I've got the kids, because I don't want them in the habit of checking their phone, I literally don't check my phone until either walking to school on the school run or just before. And so I'm usually up for about an hour and a half, 2 hours before I start checking my phone and mindlessly scrolling.
Getting
so again, that's about your conscious choices about how you're going to start your day and start your energy level. People aren't sucking it out of you before you've even got your head sorted for the day.
And I mean, I'm trying to think who it is I saw recently, but it's exactly that. It's like, you know, well, I think doesn't Brendan say, I was reading Brendan Burchard, you know, he does exactly that. He doesn't pick up his phone, because that's what we all do. Or Lord, you know, the last thing you do, put it down, first thing people do in the morning, pick it up, and then you're getting absorbed and pulled into all of the
everybody else's world apart from your own.
All this other energy as well. And you know, we're not, it's like it is, you know, these are tough times, but getting back to what Charlotte said, this, you know, like the energy, like it is a choice. Like, yes, you know, times are tough, but like it is up to us. I mean, it's our lives, we control it, and we control how we feel, how we think, and how we set ourselves up each day. And like what you're doing there is, and I've started to do that, not picking up the phone straight away. It's like you're setting your own self. So I listen to like a meditation in the morning, and you know, you're taking control of your life, because at the end of the day, the lives are, you know, this is our life, and it you know, it is up to us to control it, rather than getting pulled in to all of the other things that are going on in the world. And that's not to say to just pretend that they're not, but so that you can have the day that you want and bring your energy to your family, your loved ones, and everything else. Like, you've got to, and you know, we absolutely should, and you know, we deserve that. Absolutely.
I do. Yeah. And I mean, I'm lucky, I don't have work emails go to my phone. So I don't get involved in anything work-wise until I actually sit down to start my working day. And when I'm having a really good day, I've had my time in the morning, a little bit of time with the kids. I've walked them to school. I've had a little bit of fresh air, daylight to the eyes, like Bianca recommends. And then when I come to sit down, then I'm ready. Like, mentally, I'm ready. So when I start reading my emails, my head's a little bit more clear. And I can be a little bit more rational with them. I just don't understand why people would wake up in the morning and check their work email before they've even had a drink, before they've even had a coffee or a shower. Why would you do that? If anybody has a really good explanation for why they do that, please share it, because it makes no sense to me whatsoever.
No. But I think what that goes back to is that people think being busy and waiting up and starting it straight on and getting in there and that, like, generally people think that is a good thing. So it's like, oh, I'm on it, I want to. But what they don't realize is they're not looking after themselves. They're going to be burnt out, and you might be able to sustain that for a little while, but your quality of life, you know, again, you're just letting life control you. And you know, what I'm learning, you know, it's we control our own lives. And that's your boundaries. It's everything we've talked about in the past, but you know, we love boundaries. But it's having clear boundaries, and even having boundaries with ourselves, you know what I mean? So it's saying, like, I will do this then, I will do that. Never mind having boundaries with other people. You know, it's just us stepping up, and that's what I found really interesting. And it is like energy, just the energy that we bring is totally down to us. And you know, we can all just like, we can all think of a good thought, think of something to make us smile, even in these times. You know what I mean? And that simple act of like just smiling just gives you a nice warm feeling inside. And at the end of the day, it's also the pressure of efficient. Yeah. And I get that.
Oh man, if I could just, especially after a career in HR, I don't know how to get across to people anymore that being efficient is not being plugged in 15 hours of the day at all. It's not.
Yeah.
And then, but I totally get that, Laura. I think, I don't know who is going to be the one who finally breaks this habit or this belief that is what a good working day is like. I think what I've started to notice is people are taking that back and making their own decisions, making individual choices, but as a collective, we still have this mentality that, hey, if we're on the go, if I'm logged on, if I've replied to your email at 6:30 in the morning, I am a cracking employee, I am the best. And we've just, I don't know, I think if we just all collectively make a decision to stop doing that, then who's going to stop us? Who's going to complain? What are we going to do? Let's all be rebels and just say no.
Exactly. But that's the thing, and that's what like we in this community and work with Donna and Cheryl and Now's Your Time, it's like we understand that now more. And yes, we don't get it right all the time, but we do understand that it's not, it's not just having that tick to say, oh, I'm super efficient, I'm responding to emails at 6:30, but then behind the scenes people are actually in a terrible way and burnout.
Yeah, exactly.
It goes back to living authentically. So, and when you're in a better space and you've got the energy, then what businesses need to understand is that people are then actually much more productive and happy. And isn't that what everyone wants in the workforce? Isn't that what we all want in our lives? You know. But yeah, I mean, certainly in HR, you'll see that. But the great thing is, though, the people that you work with, you're still in HR, aren't you? No. Yeah. So the people that you work with, like, you can like be imparting this wisdom, which is amazing, really, because you're getting that wisdom, you know. But
I get really hacked off with my colleagues who are like, oh, I'm still on it. It's like, well, I mean, don't get me wrong, the last few weeks I've been really guilty of that as well, and have had a couple of sessions where there's been a couple of colleagues on Teams, 10 o'clock at night, having a couple of drinks, having to get a really tight deadline done. But for me, that is absolutely out of the norm. And I'll do it because there's a sense of achievement at the end of it. It's a tight deadline, it's a one-off, and it'll get done. But that's not my norm. And I sometimes struggle with guilt around that as well, that other people are working till 6, half 6, 7, and I'm still trying to work on my boundaries, kind of professional and personal. And that's like my first step of sitting with that absolute discomfort, knowing that I'm logging off at 5:15 and that my colleagues are still working, and that makes me feel really, really uncomfortable. But I'm learning to sit with it because that's their choice.
Yeah, exactly.
Their choice to do it. I can't tell them. I've tried telling them they shouldn't be doing it, but they keep doing it. That is their choice, and it's my choice not to do that.
Because
so I'm trying in my own way.
Yeah, but the great thing is, though, that although others, because they won't know any other, and we've had the wisdom of Donna and Cheryl over the last 2 years to tell us that, then it's about your self-worth, isn't it? So you know what is worth to you in your life, as is most people. But most people are too sort of, you know, they're in a box and that they don't understand that we have choices and the value it's going to bring. But you do now know that. So yes, you know, it's the fact that you even like are aware of that, but are still saying, actually, I've done my time now, you know, end of the day, I shall see you tomorrow. Like, that's amazing. And so many people.
And plus I've got other shit going on in my life.
Exactly.
I want to spend time doing, and there are people I want to see and things that I want to do that does not involve sitting in front of a spreadsheet. So come on, start the revolution. Having said all of that, like, I'm so tempted to sack it off this afternoon and just have a little nana nap.
Do it.
I won't though.
What's Laura saying? My Lord Dennis showed me I want more from my working life. Absolutely. And I think that's shown a lot of people with the different ways of working and that. And absolutely, we all deserve absolutely more. Our working life, you know, our work is part of our lives, but, so is living and family and everything else. It should be a part of, but not the whole thing. And just put, yes, oh my God, me too. I'm trying to find my boundaries, but then the work pressure hits and you feel your morals go out of the window. But I think it's just, Laura, like, you know, you're gaining all this wisdom from Donna and Cheryl and the group. It's like, you know that what you're doing is for the betterment of yourself and in the long run for your employer or wherever you work or whatever, you know, it is. And you've just got to remember that. And so many people don't realize that and are so unhappy. That, you know, but we all deserve that, and absolutely, you know, and Donna and Cheryl would say, probably more eloquently than me, but they would say the exact same thing.
They would, and just on that point as well, Laura, I think I'm not really comfortable with the term work-life balance, because I don't think you can separate work from life. Work is an integral part of your life, and there will be times when there's just flaws. There'll be times where, I don't know, if you go on holiday for a couple of weeks and you don't think about work, and then other times when work is really intense. So it kind of comes and goes. As long as you're aware of that and kind of noticing when you're starting to spend more time on work, and ask yourself, is this because I'm choosing to do for a specific reason? And if I know there's going to be an end point, then I'm quite happy to, you know, stretch my boundaries and put that time into work. But I will take that time back with family later.
Really important, yeah.
And just like the problem comes when all of the different areas are like, any of them are more dominant than anything else, get out of balance. So if you were just kind of having fun all the time and you were but eventually you start being guilty about that, and you'd maybe need to bring that back up. So I think there are times when if work pressure hits and you have to give a little bit more attention to work, in time, actually maybe not a bad thing. When that starts your norm, you have no time to all give it. That's when I think you've got to go, right, boundaries. I'm going to get them in check again.
Absolutely.
Talking of boundaries.
That's really interesting. Right. Well, we've overran. There we go. We could talk about all the three, just couldn't we? So yes. So
what's our message for the weekend then, everybody? It's winter. Our bodies start to slow down. Some people are affected by seasonal annual disorder. So to end on a high this weekend, everybody has got to do something that is going to give them a real boost, bit of a laugh, bit of fun. That just make that your one thing that you're going to do this weekend. Me and Tina are on a photo shoot tomorrow.
Oh, fab!
Yeah, she's planned me taking my suitcase. We planned it last week. I took the suitcase full of clothes, and this time she's gone 3 outfits.
Oh, how exciting is that?
So Bowlam Lake to do the socially outside photo shoot.
Oh, can't wait to see them. Oh, exciting. Well, that's going to be, talk about an energy boost there, then that's going to be lush. But yeah, do share if you share in the Facebook group, or if you follow, and just put something in there, because the thing is, it raises the energy, the great energy that we get from everyone in there, just gives everyone a massive boost, doesn't it? So it is so lush.
Does. Right then, everybody, have a fabulous weekend.
We shall see you next week. Bye.